尔弟兄。
All right.
好，
By the way, I have written 2 books so far,
那我写了2本书，
and the third is coming out soon.
那第3本就是即
And
将出来的。
the first book I wrote is called My Father's Business.
那第1本书就是说我父的这个事情，
And
包括我
I
父的
wrote
事。
it because of my experience of all those years working in the marketplace at the same time being a pastor.
我写这本书就是因为我过去那么多年呢，我同时在工作，又同时在服侍。
And I wrote about what is the difference between the marketplace and church ministry, and then how to integrate the two.
那所以我就写了，就是说怎么样能够把这个在所事的事情、工作跟神的教会2个能够结合。
And that book is in Chinese.
然后那本书呢是有中文呢。
Some of you have seen this. This was first published in Taiwan.
那这是叫《荣耀职场》这本书，刚开始是在
And
台湾有出。
this month they have produced a simplified version.
然后这个月呢，他们出了这个简体字了。
But they could not distribute this, so they did a private printing in Shanghai.
那因为他们不能够分出去，所以他们用一个私下的一个
I'm hoping that it can be
印
more
刷。
widely distributed.
那我祷告是能够更正式的发行。
And my next book, God's Tsunami,
那我第2本书就是《神的海
was
啸》，
first published in 2003,
2003年第1次开始发行，
1 year before the big Asian tsunami.
就是在这个亚洲的大海啸的前1年。
And that book now is also in simplified characters
那本书呢，现在也同时有简体字跟繁体字，
and published by Elam.
是10发行的。
Okay. Any questions?
有问题吗？任何问题吗？
What's the name of the third book?
The third book is called Culture of the Kingdom.
那第3本书就是叫神国度的文化。
And I'll talk about some of the ideas from that book today.
我今天会在今天当中跟大家分享一点点其中的内容。
All right. I think one of the things I've learned is you have to know something about history if you want to understand the present day and the future.
那我学习到就是说，我们必须要对历史有些了解我们才能够知道我们现在还有未来要怎么走。
How we got here today is really important in understanding where we're going.
那就是我们怎么来到这个地步的，对我们未来会怎么走很有关系。
So that's why, for me, the message of God's tsunami has been personally a very important message.
那就是为什么我那本书《神的海啸》对我个人来说是一个很重要的信息。
As a teacher, I teach a lot of different messages.
那一个教师的我呢，我教导很多不同的功课教导。
And to be honest with you, some of those messages, after a period of time, they become less true than they were when they were first.
那有些我的信息呢，教了一段时间以后，你就觉得说开始好像不是这样子的讲法，要转变，因为时代在改变。
But there are some messages that become more true after a period of time.
但是呢，有些信息呢，却是越来越真实，经过时间的考验。
And this message in the book God's Tsunami is one of those that just keeps getting more and more true.
那其中一个就是神的海啸，这里面所讲的讯息。
And now there's all kinds of variations of this understanding.
那大家现在越来越对这个信息有更深入、更广的一个了解。
The idea that Christianity began in Israel and then went west.
那这个其中的中心思想就是说，从以色列开始，神的福音开始往外传。
And that it was always intended to transform culture.
那当他往西传的时候，其实神的福音是要改变文化的。
So we see what happened in Europe as the result of the gospel going west.
那在欧洲，我们看到的结果就是，当福音传到那边，改变了那边的文化的结果。
And then later, others took the gospel to America.
那后来呢，人家就把福音就带到了美国。
And in the same period to Africa and Latin America.
那在同一个时期，也到了拉丁美洲跟非洲。
But in our generation now, the gospel has gone further west and now has come to East Asia.
那在我们这个年代呢，神的福音就继续的往西走，已经去到了亚洲东亚。
And God's intended purpose is to transform culture in nations like China.
那神的主要目的呢，也是要改变整个中国的文化。
And that the destiny of East Asia is to bring the gospel back to Jerusalem, which is to complete the Western movement of the gospel to its finish line.
那东亚的这个命定呢，就是要把神的福音再一次的来传到中东的国家，然后再回到耶路撒冷。
And we understand that when the gospel completes that movement, comes back to Jerusalem, then the conditions will be right for the return of the Lord.
那我们就知道说，当福音真的再一次传回以色列耶路撒冷的时候，那也就是我们耶稣要回来的时候。
So you know, Christian history, the Christian understanding of history has a beginning point and an end.
所以对于基督徒来说，我们对历史的了解是有一个开始，那有一个结束。
And it is an end that can be observed and analyzed. I mean, it's not just some philosophical or prophetic thing. It's something scientific.
那这个整个进展跟结束呢，是我们可以从时事从各方面去研究看得到，而且跟踪的。
And of course, you're a part of that, and that's why I asked if you were first-generation Christian.
那其实你们都是在这当中的一部分，所以我刚才问你说，你是不是第一代基督徒？
Because the first-generation Christians are the edge of this wave.
因为呢，你如果是第一代基督徒，你就是在这个浪潮的最前方。
Okay, so that I think we all understand.
那我想我们大家都已经知道这样的事
So
情。
now let's look again at that movement.
所以呢，我们再一次看这个这个浪潮。
Of course, Christianity started in Israel.
那当然呢，是基督教是从以色列开始的基督徒。
Before it was called Christianity.
那之前呢，在他还没有称为是基督徒之前呢，
The word Christian is only used in the New Testament in Acts chapter 11,
是基督徒只有在使徒行传第11章用到的。
when the gospel had already gone out of Israel to Antioch in southern Turkey.
那就是那时候福音呢传出的耶路撒冷，去到南土耳其的安提阿。
So New Testament believers as a movement actually began Acts chapter 2.
那可是其实呢，新约圣经的基督徒的属灵的运动，其实从使徒行传第2章开始。
When the gospel was poured out on Jews in Jerusalem.
就是呢，在耶路撒冷福音同时爆发出来给外邦人，也给犹太人。
Acts chapter 2 is very clear who was there on the day of Pentecost.
那使徒行传第2章讲得很清楚，在五旬节那天谁在那里？
It says they were Jews staying in Jerusalem.
那就是讲说，在那边是有犹太人居住在耶路撒冷。
Peter addresses them. He says, "Men of Judea."
那彼得就跟他们说犹太地的这些百姓啊，
Repeatedly in his address, he says, "Brethren." He calls them Jewish brothers.
他称他们为犹太的弟兄们嘛。
Acts chapter 2 is Jewish.
那使徒行传第2章是跟犹太人讲的。
Today we would call them Messianic Jews.
那就今天我们会讲说他们是弥赛亚信徒。
Then the gospel went into Turkey and became called Christianity.
那福音呢去到了土耳其，开始称为基督徒。
Paul had the Macedonian vision and the gospel went into Greece.
那保罗就有这个意象，结果福音就传到了希腊。
So today the Christian Orthodox denominations are the oldest Christian denominations, Christian institutions in the world.
OK， 所以呢，其实现在的这个叫做东正教派的基督徒啊，
Okay.
他们是最老的基督教的信徒。
You have the Egyptian Coptic Christians.
有这个叫做Egyptian， 就是Egyptian Coptic 这种东正教的。
You have the Syrian Orthodox.
还有叙利亚这个 Orthodox 不同的这个
The Greek
正统
Orthodox
派
Church.
还有希腊的正统
These
派
are
基督徒。
very old Christian traditions that go all the way back 2,000 years.
那这些宗派呢是追溯到2000年非常古老的历史的这样子的一个根源。
But then this movement came to Rome.
然后结果这个浪潮来到了罗马。
And 300 years after Jesus, it became Catholic Rome.
然后呢，300年在耶稣以后呢，这个就变成了罗马天主教。
Okay, so the Roman Catholic Church started about 300 years after Jesus.
所以罗马天主教呢是在耶稣之后300年开始就成立了。
And the Catholic Church took the gospel into Europe.
而这个罗马天主教把福音呢传到了欧洲。
Okay, so all of those early Christians who converted Europe were Catholics.
那所以其实早期的基督徒，那改变了整个欧洲的是罗马天主教。
There was no other Christian church.
在那个之外，其实没有任何其他的基督教
So
的宗派。
Catholicism is our roots too.
那所以其实呢，天主教的根源其实也是我们基督教的根源。
We can't divorce ourselves from those roots.
我们没有办法把我们自己跟这个根源切断的，
It's just history.
因为这是历史啊。
But 500 years ago,
那是500年前。
after the Catholic Church had brought Christianity to all of Europe and other parts of the world as well,
就是这罗马天主教把整个欧洲都传遍了，然后还有其他的地方在世界传遍了福音以后呢，
the Catholic Church as an institution, as an organization was rich and it was corrupt.
但是呢，这个罗马天主教呢变得很有钱，但是也变得非常腐败。
And they had problems with their theology.
那他们就在他们的神学里面呢有了一些问题。
They had made compromises along the way with pagan culture.
那他们在整个这个过程当中呢，跟外邦的这些信仰就有了一些妥协。
They had become legalistic and rigid.
他们就变成非常的宗教主义。
And so the spiritual life was dying.
那个属灵的生命就渐渐的死亡了。
So, Europe had these what they call dark ages.
所以呢，欧洲就称为那个时代为什么黑暗时期。
And a lot of it is because of the corruption and the irrelevance, the lifelessness of the Catholic Church.
那其中大部分就是讲到关于这个天主教这个整个里面的黑暗跟腐败。
But 500 years ago, God sent a great revival to Europe.
但是呢，在500年前，神呢，就是带来一个在欧洲极大的复兴。
And this had been building up under the surface for a long time.
那其实呢，这是在底下已经酝酿很久了。
People were disgusted with the excesses of the Catholic.
那人们呢，那时候已经对这些所谓很宗教化的这个天主教已经非常反感了。
Many people were impatient with them and disagreed with their beliefs.
很多人已经开始对他们对这个宗教没有耐心，也不完全同意他们所说
But
的。
they were so powerful, they could kill you.
但是呢，因为这个宗教组织是那么的强大，它可以把你随时
If
杀
you stood
掉。
up in Europe in those days and opposed the Catholic Church, you could be executed as a heretic.
如果你站起来讲跟天主教徒跟宗派不一样的，你是可以被杀头的。
But finally, this discontent broke through the surface with people like Martin Luther.
但是呢，这个不满足呢，终于有一天爆发出来，就是其中的一个代表人物就是马丁
And
路
you have
德，
the Protestant Reformation.
还有就是这些什么福音派的，
Okay.
就是被冒出来了。
Now, why do we call it Protestantism?
为什么我们说福音派呢？
Because those people protested.
因为其实，在英文里面，他的意思是说
Okay.
那些反对派的
The
人，
Protestants
就起来了。
were the ones who protested against the
示威。
corruption and the irrelevance and the deadness of the Catholic Church.
就是在对着当时的罗马天主教的这个教廷来示威跟反对。
Okay, and they said, no, we need to go back to the Bible.
然后他们说不，我们要再一次的回到圣经。
What the Bible says will be our authority, not what the church says.
我们要回到圣经，圣经怎么说就是我们的权柄，而不是罗马天主教怎么说是我们的权
And
柄
they。said that we are saved by faith in God, not by joining the church.
那他们就说我们是因着信心，然后被救赎的，不是因着罗马天主
And
教
after that,
被救赎的。
after the Reformation, Christianity surged forward again.
那所以这个改革一开始的时候，基督教就再一次的往前
Okay.
冲。
The reformers started in Germany
那个改革是从哪里开始呢？德国，
with Martin Luther.
从马丁路德开
And
始。
by the way, what enabled him to start the Reformation
那是什么让他能够开始这样一个改革呢？
was the political support of the German princes.
那其实是这些德国的这个公主们来支持马丁路德，让他开始的。
They saw in him their opportunity to break away from the political domination of Rome.
因为他们看到说，透过马丁路德，他们可以脱离这个整个罗马天主教对他们的这个掌握。
So when the Roman Church wanted to kill Luther, the German princes protected him.
所以当罗马天主教要把马丁路德杀的时候呢，德国的这些这个王子公主们就来拦阻，不让罗马天主教来杀他。
And then a man named John Calvin brought the Reformation to Geneva in Switzerland.
那有一个人，另外一个就是 John Calvin， 很有约翰加尔文就把这个福音继续的往前带，到 Switzerland， 到瑞典。
And they tried to bring the Reformation theology into the laws of the city.
然后他们就把这样子的一个改革的这个神学要带到他们这个城市的政府的中心。
And for a while, Geneva became a Protestant city where the Protestant church leaders actually ran the city.
那有一段时间呢，日内瓦就是他们的中心呢，就是成为一个基督教的中心。
I mean, some of the things the Protestants did was they went to the Catholic cathedrals and they took all the statues out.
那其中有一个就是这些这个叫做改革派的这些基督徒呢，他们去到了天主教堂，他们把那些像啊什么都拆下来。
And they said the preaching of God's word will be the center of our worship.
他们说教导神的话要成为我们信仰的
So
中心。
they brought the altar of where the preacher would stand right to the center in the front.
那他们就把那个以前那个天主教的祭司他们的那个祭坛呢，在很后面就把它带到中心
Okay.
会众的前面。
So Protestantism started in Europe.
所以其实这基督教又再一次改革中基督教再一次从欧洲开始了。
But it really fulfilled its potential when some people took it to America.
那其实呢，这改革中的基督徒呢，真的是到一个丰满的是，他们把它带到了美国。
So Europe is a picture of what Catholicism did to transform culture.
所以欧洲呢，其实是看到那个罗马天主教影响的一个结果。
But America is a picture of what Protestantism did to transform.
但是美国却是改革中基督徒的一个彰显，一个丰满。
America became a Protestant civilization, Protestant culture.
美国呢，你可以看到是一个改革中基督徒的一个文化的彰显。
All right, now it's 500 years after Martin Luther.
好，现在是马丁路德之后的500年了。
And in many ways, the Protestant churches are irrelevant and corrupt and spiritually dead.
那但是在这个时候呢，改革中基督教派呢，已经开始又腐败，也堕落，也渐渐没有属灵的力量了。
This is especially evident if you go to Europe.
那这个呢是特别明显，当你去到欧洲。
After the Reformation, there were whole nations that became Protestant nations.
在这个改革中的运动以后呢，你可以看到欧洲其实有一些地方就是整个都变成改革中基督教，
Most of Northern Europe.
特别是北欧的地方。
Okay, and so they made Protestantism the official religion.
那他们就让改革中的基督教成为当地的公认的宗教。
In England,
在英国，
they became Anglican.
在那边变成Anglican。
Germany, they became Lutheran.
那在德国呢，就是路德派。
Holland, they became Reformed.
荷兰就是叫做改革中基督教。
If you go to those nations today, those churches are dead or dying.
但是你今天如果去到他们当中，这些基督教的教会是几乎都是死亡的，就是没有生命的。
Less than 3% of the people even go to those churches.
少于3%的人，甚至是去那边教会的。
Many of the churches, if you went, you'd think, this place is so dead, spiritually dead.
那如果你去到那里，你会觉得说，哇，那边怎么一点生气都没有？
Some of the great Protestant denominations now want to ordain homosexual bishops.
那很多有些这些基督教的教会，甚至要案例那些同性恋的牧师来当牧师。
They support the killing of unborn children. They support abortion.
他们甚至也支持堕胎。
Now, I'm talking. These are the Protestant institutions that came out of the Reformation.
那你要知道，这些就是那些从天主教派里面改革出来的基督教哦。
And others of them are very, very critical of Israel.
那其他这些有些人呢，非常对以色列非常的反对的。
To the extent where they want to pull all of their denomination, all of their church's money out of any company that is doing business with Israel.
那所以到一个地步呢，他们要把所有跟以色列有关的，他们当中的所有的基督徒的business 从以色列拉出来。
Okay, so America, the Protestant churches are in crisis.
那所以美国的这些改革中的基督教呢，现在其实面临很大的问
In
题。
Europe, they're dying.
那在欧洲，他们已经渐渐在死
In
亡。
America, they're in crisis.
那在美国呢，现在是有极大的问
And
题。
some are beginning to die.
那有些也开始死亡。
Okay? So that brings us to today.
那这个就带领我们到今天。
Now, the Protestant movement did some important things right.
那当然，这个改革中的基督教呢，是做了一些对的事
They
情。
said, come back to the Bible. The Bible is our authority for our faith.
他们说圣经是我们的权威，这是对的。
They said they put the emphasis on the individual, and your faith in God is what saves you.
然后他们把那个一个强调说，你个人的信心在信靠神这件事情上，这是很重要的。
But Protestantism also missed some important things.
但是呢，这些改革中的基督教却也怎么错过一些很重要的事情。
The Reformers, like the Catholics, failed to see the roots of Israel for the church.
那就是他们呢，跟那些天主教宗教一样，他们没有跟犹太的根源连上。
They failed to see the place of Israel in God's plan of redemption for the world.
他们就是这些改革中的基督徒呢，他们没有看到以色列在神的整个国度的这个计划里面占的这个位置。
So, as a result, Protestant Germany could produce the Nazis who murdered the Jews.
所以呢，结果是怎么样呢？这个是改革中宗派的这个发源地德国呢，竟然可以是杀害犹太人的开始。
And they failed to solve the problem about the division between clergy and non-clergy in the church.
Now, what does that mean?
They failed to solve the problem. They continued with the division between people who are in ministry as professionals and people who are not.
然后呢，他们没有让这个就是罗马天主教呢，就是说有一个分别，就是说哦，你是圣职人员，跟你不是圣职人员当中的那个隔断的墙就是改革中的基督教继续的延续这个错误。
Even though Luther preached the priesthood of all believers,
虽然呢，马丁路德是有分享说人人皆祭司，
practically what resulted in Protestantism is you have clergy,
但是呢，你看这个基督教的这个改革中宗派还是有这个神职人员，
the pastors,
这个牧师
the leaders of the church
教会的一些领袖，
who have a high status,
那是有比较高的位分
who are considered more holy,
比较属灵
who are considered more valuable,
比较有价值，
and then you have all the rest of the people
然后你有其他的会众，
who have other jobs
然后他们有其他的工作的，
that are not considered as important as ministry jobs.
那这个工作呢，不比这个神职人员的工作来的重要跟有意义。
That has continued in Protestantism.
那这个在改革中的这个基督教当中，这个运动里面还继续存留。
And with it, the focus on the church as an institution, the church as an organization.
那这个结果呢，就是教会其实是一个生命体，共同生命体。
All right. It's a lot of stuff. A lot of
Become an
stuff.
institution. Can you explain that a little bit more?
Okay. The
The
church.
result of that.
The result is that when we think of revival, we think of build of big churches.
哦，所以呢，这个结果就是我们有错误的概念，就是说哦，如果我们要带来一个复兴呢，我们就是要教会复兴。
Success is building the church.
那怎么样叫做成功呢？就是你把教会建造的越大，
Okay, rather than changing the culture.
而不是忽略说要改变我们的文
Okay,
化。
now that brings us to Asia and China.
那就带来亚洲跟中国。等一下 ，Can I pause？ 了解吗？可以哈。
了解。成功学
Let's take a break.
OK，
Okay.
有没有问题
Now.
？OK，wait，they have question。
Yes.
就是说，这个错误是说，他只是建造教会，让教会的人数更多和教堂更大，而不是说是把它成为一个文化影响社会。
对，she's repeating what you said and just clarify.
All right.
So it's to build the church larger and larger, but not really care about the transformation of the
That's
culture,
right. That's right.
of 社会的改变。对。
So if I go to Guangzhou and I build a church of 30,000 members,
所以如果我在广州，我建造了一个3万人的教会，
everybody will consider me a success.
那人就会觉得说，哦，我是很成功的。
No one will ask me about Guangzhou.
不会有人问我关于广州啊，
They
问
will
我
they will only ask me about the church.
他们只会问说，哦，你的教会怎么样？
That's a
这个
Protestant.
就是一个错误的概念，是从天主教罗马天主教的这个神职圣职人员所延续下来的，这样明白吗？
Okay.
这很重要哦，这个很重要。OK，
请问这个就是说，像无墙的教会才是正确的。
So does that mean that when we say that there's no wall, we have a saying
Church
that
without wall.
yeah, church
Yeah.
without
Okay, I'm
wall.
getting to that. I'm getting to
我
that.
就要来到这
Getting
里
to
了。
that. Okay.
Wait, any more?
I'll ask you.
哦，OK，好。
All right. Now, in Asia,
那在亚洲呢？
first of all, the Catholic message has been not successful in Asia.
那我们可以知道，天主教的神学跟教导呢，在亚洲是
There are
适用的。
some Catholics,
当然呢，在亚洲是有一些天主教徒，
except in places like maybe the Philippines, the Catholic Church has had a minimal impact.
那我们知道说是可能菲律宾天主教有一些影响，
Okay. In general,
但是基本上大致上来说，
Asia has rejected Protestantism.
其实呢，亚洲呢是拒绝这个就是这个福音派改革宗福音派的。
At least as a Western movement.
特别这个是一个西方的一个这个运动。
I mean, in China, for example,
在中国呢，我们来举例
the
来说
leaders of China as a nation,
那在中国的领袖，这些领袖，
they
政府领袖。
may not be so opposed to Christianity
他们虽然不是很反对基督教，
as a faith,
就像一个信仰一样，
but they are definitely opposed to Christianity as a Western movement.
但是呢，他们却很拒绝基督教是一个西方的这样子一个宗教运动。
They
进到
don't
中
want
国，
Western churches or Western missionaries in
就
China.
是中国呢这些领袖们，他们不要这些西方的宗教，西方的影响进到中国。
Okay, so the rejection of Christianity in China is political mostly.
所以呢，举一个例，在中国里面的这个政府呢，他们是拒绝这个西方的基督教，是一个政治上的一个行动。
But in Japan,
但是在日本呢，
where they have freedom for
虽然
Western Christian groups to come into Japan,
他们是日本是可以open 给西方的宣教士进来的呢，
the Japanese have rejected Protestantism on cultural grounds.
但是日本却拒绝了西方的基督教文化，是在一个文化的这个根基上来拒绝。
Even though the Protestant message has been preached in Japan for 150 years.
虽然呢，这个基督教的信仰在日本已经传了150年。
Okay? Korea is different because Korea adopted the American style of church growth.
但是呢，韩国却不一样。韩国呢，基本上就接收了在美国的基督教的这个教会增长方式。
So you see many big churches in Korea, but basically they are American style churches in Korean language.
哦，interesting。所以呢，韩国其实是接收了美国方式的教会增长方式。所以你去美国，你去韩国会看到都是大教会。那其实他们是西方的方式在聚会。
Just look at their music in Korea.
你就听到他们的音乐来为主，来思
In
考。
all of those churches, they sing Western hymns that were written over 100 years ago, but they sing them in Korean.
很多的韩国教会是在唱的，差不多100多年以前美国在唱的那些诗歌，只是把它翻译过来，翻译成韩文。
All right.
好，
Here's what I'd like to say.
好，那我要说的是什么呢？
We're coming to the end of Protestantism as a useful movement for the Lord.
我们已经来到了这个改革中基督教的尾声，就是这个尾声的是神用这一波的运动已经到了一个尾声了。
The Protestantism that made America great
就是这个改革中基督教呢，它让美国成长那么强大的这个神学呢，
will not bring the gospel back to Jerusalem.
是没有办法把福音传回耶路撒冷。
It has good elements in it,
是在当中有一些很好的一些元素，
but it is missing vital ingredients that make it strong enough to bring the gospel back to Jerusalem.
但是里面却缺少了一些非常重要的元素，使之福音能够带回耶路撒冷这样的一个动力。
I
没
believe
有。
we're at the beginning of another, and I believe the final great movement of Christianity.
哇，我相信我们现在正是在基督教的这个浪潮里面最后一波另外一个新的浪潮的运动里面。
And I believe it is a movement of restoration.
那这个运动是什么呢？就是恢复的运动。所谓运动其实它是一个浪潮。你如果说浪潮更好
It，is a movement to restore Christianity to the gospel that was first preached to us by Jesus and the
而
disciples.
这个浪潮是什么呢？就是在恢复，就是初代教会福音是怎么传出来的那个重要的东西，现在在我们这一波的浪潮里面要恢复。
The Catholics took that message and they took parts of it and they were able to transform Europe.
好，你们记得在福音传出耶路撒冷的时候，那些天主教徒抓到了一些重点，然后他们改变了欧洲。
The Protestants came and they brought back important parts that the Catholics had missed.
然后改革中基督徒呢，他们把这些天主教徒又少的那个部分又恢复了一些，然后呢改革了，在影响了
And the
美国。
Protestants were able to build America into a superpower.
然后呢，他们这些改革中的基督徒，整个改变了美国的文化，然后让美国在200年来那么的强盛。
Protestants have taken that message around the world.
而改革中基督徒也把福音带到了全世界。
And we personally, each one of us had gained a great legacy, a great inheritance from Protestantism.
那我们每一个在座的，我们的信仰其实都是从这个根源来的，不是吗？都是这个改革中基督教传给我们的福音。
But Protestantism as a movement will not bring the gospel the final way back to Jerusalem.
但是呢，改革中基督教的里面所有的这些不够于把福音，把这个最后的浪潮推向耶路撒冷。
Specifically, Christianity needs to be restored to our Hebrew and Israeli roots.
特别就是基督教这个中心呢，需要恢复那个犹太的根源。
And secondly,
第二个，
there needs to be a massive, I don't know what you'd call this, change in Christian understanding.
那第二个就是会在我们基督徒的思想里面有个很大的改变。
And that is what has been called the church without walls.
那这就是我们刚才问的，就是说那无墙的教会，
The restoration of the priesthood of every believer.
那就是那个我们人人皆祭司的这个事情呢，要恢复在我们这一波的浪潮里面。
Because pastors will not bring the gospel back to Jerusalem alone.
因为呢，牧师这些神职人员呢，不能够单独的把福音传回耶路
The
撒冷。
gospel will be brought across Asia by businessmen and women, by educators, by scientists, by Christians in every area of society.
福音呢，要借由不只是牧师，乃是教师，还有商人，教育界的各个7座山里面的人，一起努力，在他们的各个行业传福音，然后最后把福音能够一起带回耶路撒冷。
And the goal or the definition of success must be changed.
而所以呢，这样子一个对所谓的属灵的成功这个成功的定义呢，我们必须要改变它了。
Success does not end with building a megachurch.
所以呢，成功不是表示说你盖一个大的教会。
We should build big churches if necessary.
当然，我们如果必须要建立大的教会，如果需要的话，
But the real goal is to transform society.
但是真实的目标应该是要改变文化跟社会。
That's what China needs in the next generation.
这就是我们中国所需要的，在接下来的这个季节，
In the coming generation,
接下来的世代。
China needs not only more Christians, China needs a transformed society.
所以在未来这个世代呢，中国不是只是需要更多的基督徒，而是需要那些基督徒可以改变社会跟文化的。
China needs Christians who can bring justice to the courts.
中国需要那些基督徒是可以改变这个叫做什么法庭的。
China needs Christians who can drive corruption out of the center of the business world.
中国的基督徒需要是可以进入到商界里面的最中心，然后改变那当中的腐败的。
China needs Christians who can really bring harmony between the different ethnic groups.
那中国的基督徒是要起来改变，能够带来这个各族裔在里面的合一的。
And if Christians begin to do things like this in China in the coming generation,
那如果在中国的基督徒在接下来这个世代能够如此做的话，
then China will rise up as a great, great Christian civilization.
那中国呢就会兴起，成为一个极大的基督教的一个国家。
I believe it could be the greatest the world has ever seen.
那我个人相信，可能是这个世界前所未有要看见的。
And that is what is needed to bring the gospel back to Jerusalem.
那这个就是必须的条件，要能够使福音传回耶路撒冷。
Christians in business, it's Christians in arts and entertainment. It's
我们要看
Christians
到基督徒在演艺界、在艺术界、在教育界、在媒体界各方面，
it's Christians in politics,
在政治界、
it's Christians in business and education.
商界、教育界，
Okay, all building the kingdom of God.
各个这7座山都在建造神
And
的国度。
all focused not only on building China into a reflection of the kingdom of God, but bringing the gospel back to Jerusalem.
而不是建造中国好像一个只是神的国度的一个影子而已，而是实际的成为那个中心，然后能够有那个动力把福音传回耶路撒冷。
So I believe we're at the beginning of a post-Protestant age.
所以我相信呢，我们现在是在一个这个叫做这个后浪潮了，就是改革中基督教的后浪潮了。
And the word that I would use for it, they use the word reformation for Protestants
那改革中基督徒他们是用改革作为他们的中心
because they
话语，
wanted to reform the church.
因为他们想要改革那个当时的罗马天主教。
But the word I would use for what God is doing today is restoration.
但是我要用在接下来这个季节这个浪潮的呢，我会用一个字，就是恢复。
Because it's a movement to restore the original pattern and vitality and power of the church.
因为呢，它是在恢复在初代教会原有的那个丰富的根源，这个元素要恢复在这个季节世代里
We
面。
want to restore the gospel that Jesus gave to his disciples.
我们要恢复 耶稣给他的门徒所讲的这个福音的真实的内容，
that was written in the New Testament.
就是记载在新约圣经里面的那些。
The first thing you notice about that picture
那第一个你会发现的，就是在这样的一个恢复里面，
is that they're not Christians, they're Jews.
那第一个你必须要明白，就是说他们是犹太人哎，不是基督教徒
So
哎，
the first restoration is the Jewishness of it.
所以很重要，就是第一个恢复，就是那个犹太的那个元素要恢复在我们的信仰里
To
面。
start this great restoration, God has now brought the Jewish people back to their land.
那第一个呢，就是很重要，就是神第一个在这个恢复的过程当中，他就是要把这犹太人呢带回到这块以色列这块土地。
God says, I will restore my people to the land I promised them.
神说：“我要恢复我所应许他们我的百姓要回到这块土地的
And
这个应许。
when they're in the land, I will restore the preaching of the gospel to them.
那当他们回到这块土地的时候，我要恢复将福音要再次的传给他们。
And God says, I will restore them to their original calling.
然后神说：我要恢复他们起初我给他们的呼召，
Because the gifts and the calling of God are irrevocable.
因为神的恩赐还有他的选召是不后悔的。”
And the gift and the calling of Israel is to be a light to the rest of the world.
因为神对以色列百姓的呼召是什么呢？就是他要成为列国的光。
So that's why I say we're at the beginning of a massive movement that was started by God.
那所以我们真的是我要说我们是在这个最大的这个神的运动这个浪潮里面的开端，
To restore the church.
来恢复神的教会。
And the first restoration is Israel.
那第一个重点就是恢复以色列。
Then we begin to recognize Jesus as a Jew and the disciples as Jews and the writers of the New Testament as Jews.
然后我们基督徒开始明白过来说，原来第一代的基督徒是基督徒，是犹太人，耶稣也是犹太人，写这些书的人都是犹太人。
Then we realize that the Bibles that they carried did not contain the New Testament.
然后我们开始明白说，他们那时候所带的圣经是没有新约的。
Their Bibles were what Christians today call the Old Testament.
那他们的圣经是什么？就是我们今天基督徒所说的旧约。
We Christians, Protestants, were convinced that the New Testament is more valuable than the Old
那
Testament.
我们这些什么福音派的基督徒，我们就说新约呢是比旧约重要。
We teach in all of our Bible schools and seminaries to focus on the New Testament and let the Old Testament help you, maybe.
那我们在神学院在各教会里面教导的都是集中在新约。那我们说旧约，哎呀，你读就算了吧，他自己会就是你自己了解就好了。
In fact, it's the other way around.
那其实呢是应该相反过来
The
的。
Old Testament is the Bible.
那旧约才是圣经啊。
The New Testament is the commentary that helps us to understand the Bible.
那新约是一个注解来帮助我们明白旧约。
Okay, so that has to be restored.
那这个是必须要被恢复过来的。
Okay?
Yes.
And so I think these two great restorations I'm focusing on right now.
所以这个就是两个重点，我要跟大家分享的。
The,
第一个，
the restoration of Israel as the root of the church.
第一个就是以色列成为教会的根源，要恢复。
And the restoration of God's calling of every single person in His kingdom.
然后第二个就是恢复每一个人，人人皆祭司，在神的国度里面。
Every single one of us has a calling, a gifting, an anointing, and we are accountable to God.
那我们每一个人都有一个呼召，每一个人都要对神负责，然后在这个国度里面缺一不可。
And when this gets released, the church will surge forward again.
那当这个被释放出来，教会将再一次像一个浪潮一样勇往前进。
It's amazing how far the church has come using only about 5% of its resources.
那其实呢，你想想看，教会其实蛮了不起的，只用了1/5的人力这个整个资源，竟然能够把福音现在已经传到这个地步。
But that will not bring the gospel back to Jerusalem.
但是这没有办法把福音传回
We
耶路
need to
撒冷。
unlock this great restoration.
我们需要释放 这样子的一个恢复在教会里面。
That is why Israel is important to you as Chinese Christians.
这就是为什么以色列对你们中国的基督徒那么重要，这就是华人的基督徒那么重要。
And that's why God wants you to come here to see it and experience it as well as to be taught.
那这就是为什么神要把你们带到这里来看、来体会，也来听这些信息。
Because without Israel, without a revelation from God about Israel, you cannot understand the kingdom of God.
因为如果没有以色列，你没有办法，没有以色列这个启示，你没有办法真的明白神的国度。
And without a heart for the Jewish people and for what they represent, how can you understand Jesus, the Jew?
那如果你没有对犹太人有一颗心，你怎么能够明白耶稣呢？他是一个犹太人，他是在他的心呢？
So we're going to focus on that restoration in the next session.
所以在接下来的一堂课，我会比较集中在那个部分来跟大家分享，
Okay?
好吗？
I tell you, I am so excited.
哦，我好兴奋哦！
And I'll tell you why I'm excited.
为什么我很兴奋呢？告诉
Because
你，
I don't get to teach what I just told you in the last 20 minutes. I don't get to tell other people.
因为我不是常常能够跟我的听众分享我刚才跟你们分享的，
Because a lot of Christians just would not understand.
因为很多的基督徒没办法明白，
And some Christians would be offended.
甚至有些基督徒是会被会抵挡这个事情的，
They might want to burn me somewhere.
他们可能要把我烧掉了，
Like they did to the early reformers.
就像他们对付那早期的这些改革中的基督徒。
500 years ago, when the reformers stood up in Europe, they burned them in public.
就在500年前，这些改革中的基督徒，他们起来的时候，那些天主教徒是把他们活活的烧死的。
Because the church had been successful and powerful and rich. And they said, quit bothering us.
因为教会那时候是很强大的、很有钱的、很有能力的。他说：“你在讲什么啊？”
I don't think I'm going to be invited to any mega churches to tell them what I just told you.
我想我不会被邀请到大的教会去分享我刚才跟你们分享这些事。哈利路亚，了解吗？你们了解吗？哇，哈利路
But I
亚。
believe that this is God.
但是我相信这是神，
God is going to change it all.
神要改变这所有的，
And it's not going to take very long.
那不会很久的时间。
I believe in 20 years.
哇，我相信20年。
In 20 years, the whole church will make this turn.
我相信在20年间，所有的教会都要转换，成为这个第三个浪潮里面
And the
的。
church in Asia will be surging.
然后这个亚洲的教会会极大的往前冲。
The Reformation started in Catholic Europe.
那我们记得哈，在这个改革中，基督徒是从欧洲出来的。
But it was those Americans, those new barbarian Americans, who took it to its heights.
那但是却是这些美国人，这些野蛮的美国人，他们把它改变，然后让他们的改革中基督徒变成这个
Messianic Jews started in America.
那弥赛亚信徒犹太人是从美国开始，
The marketplace movement started in America.
那职场的这个教会 marketplace。
The marketplace, church without walls, that whole idea.
就是这整个就是这个无墙的教会也是从美国开始的，
But it'll be Asia who takes it.
但是却会是亚洲把它带到一个高峰。
It'll be whole countries like China, like India, who take that message and say, we will build a whole society on this.
那就是会像中国、像印度这样的一个国家，把这样子的一个概念说，我们要把它带到制高点。
And in the past, God was moving more slowly. Today, He's moving much faster.
那在过去年间，神在这方面他是比较慢，但是接下来这个季节里面将会
That's
是
why I
急
say
速的。
in 20 years, we're going to see this massive thing move.
所以这就是为什么我说，在未来20年，我会看到这个浪潮极快速的往
And
前。
during that same period, the underground church in China will come above ground.
那在这个过程当中，那个地下的中国教会会兴起到台上来。
Get ready for
所以呢，预
exciting
备
things
好
in your lifetime.
哇，
This
在你生命当
is
中
an amazing time.
极奇妙的世代。
Not only to be a Christian, but to begin to get this revelation of where Israel fits.
不仅是成为一个基督徒，乃是能够开始明白以色列在整个这个图画里面站的位置是什么。
In 20 years, you will be the leaders of this.
那在20年，你将成为这个运动的 的领袖
They'll，say, "You went to Israel in 2012?"
他会说你在2012年就来到以色列哦，
Way back then?
在那么久以前你就来了，
Okay, because this is going to change everything.
因为这会改变所有的一
All right,
切，好吗？
all right.
好，
Let's take a break.
好，我们休息一
And we'll
下。
come back what, at